Hey guys, we got pretty lucky in this week's Crystal Mission because they gave us Iris's Shinryu stage once again. Now I did want to continue leveling my green crystal characters, but I also did actually bring this party except with Seed Rains before, and I didn't feel like using Seed Rains over and over again, so this time I mixed things up a little bit more and swapped Seed Rains with Rinoa instead. Haven't used her for the longest of times, and she did receive Force level 50, so I went ahead and maxed her out. Don't have to use Rinoa, you can use any other decent green DPS characters. Like I mentioned, Seed Rains would work. As for the other two green crystals, Iris is also a given here. Even though she's still Force level 30 only, she functions as a very good Force Gauge charger here, as well as lowering the enemy's defense to 0, allowing you to dish out consistent damage throughout the fight. On top of this, Iris also can hit Force weakness, so if you, for example, don't have enough Force levels and the enemies reach 100% Force Gauge before you do, it isn't the end of the world. As long as you ensure that everyone is at max brave when the enemies hit Force time, then you are pretty safe. Their Force attack cannot kill you in that scenario, and you can just use Iris to heal yourself and then use her FR Echoes to hit Force weakness and bring the enemies out of Force time. For the third party member, I brought Fujin, which is another no-brainer. If you haven't picked up Fujin, she is highly recommended. Not only because of her Force time being very good, I am using her as the main force, but also the fact that her BT allows automatic launch on everyone, so you don't need Seed Rain's call for one thing. And for another reason, she also doubles the wall splat bonus damage. A lot of people really underestimate that, but essentially with a full launch in BT mode, you are getting 40% HP damage bonus as opposed to 20%, which is a significant difference. In this run, I decided to just raise the enemy's Force Gauge, and I did enter Force time when the enemies are at 99%. This is pretty consistent if you follow the same number of moves, but if you really don't want to, you can just use one additional ability on Rinoa, or just have Iris use one additional potion pass, and that way the enemies will enter Force time, and that will allow you to hit Force weakness and bring them out of Force time. It just really isn't ideal for me. I don't see why I need to do that. This stage is also the first time I'm using the Celtius LD call. I did pull for Celtius, or I should say I got lucky for Celtius, and I did get his LD and EX for free, so I decided to just build him up to the LD. I don't have Celtius FR or Celtius BT, but he makes actually a very good call ability, and I put him on Rinoa, and that way I get the benefit of his call aura for a significant portion of the fight, at least all the way until Rinoa exits BT mode. It is pretty sweet overall that in Fujin's FR, any non-elemental attacking Force Echo will more or less give you 115% Force Gauge bonus. Time for some nice damage. Rinoa's Ultima Angel Wings didn't really get a lot of rework. It's still the same number of HP dumps as it was when it first debuted, which I guess is a testament to how broken it was back in the day. Now it obviously does a little bit more damage due to more HP caps generally across the new BT weapons, reworks and such. The Celtius call would also help quite a lot because it gives you additional brave gain for every brave damage done, but it is by no means mandatory. You can use other calls such as Preach or Kitsev. I think those should work fairly well as well. Also, I'm not entirely sure whether is it wise to just spam Ultima all the way in her BT mode. That's what I did here. I was thinking of saving, her echoes or her force attack as the last move in BT mode. Didn't do that. Doesn't really make much of a difference anyway. This party can really annihilate the bosses, but it's just, I guess, something to consider as well. I guess as Rinoa is finishing off a BT mode, a little bit about my plans for Crystal Mission. As you can see, everyone in my party also has the gold frame buff that comes from the U1 crystal passive, and they also have the U2 crystal passive as always equipped. I'll probably head on towards the left hand side of the crystal room, trying to get some crystal passives that will benefit Ruby Kante, as well as the U4 crystal passive as well. I think having the EX charge, even though it's RNG reliant, does have some promise as well, and generally I think that holds true for the other crystal colors. Coming out of BT mode, I just immediately pop Brother Summon, does some nice damage, and then from here I'm using the rest of everyone's echoes. Everyone should have one more echoes remaining, and then after which you can just end the fight using a combination of Iris EX and Rinoa's Angel Wings. There is quite a little bit of leeway here, and if for some reason you don't have enough damage to kill them in summon mode, you still have the Force Retain period after that to slowly whittle them down. The one thing though is that if you are more or less relying on Force Retain to finish off the bosses, then you may want to instead aim to let the boss enter Force Time at the start of the fight, and then hit Force Weakness to bring them out of it. Otherwise, here obviously if you exit summon mode and you exit your Force Time, the boss will hit 100% immediately and use their Force attack. With enough damage though, for example having everyone at max force levels, as well as having 505 ultimate weapon on Rinoa, I don't think you need to plan that far ahead. I did finish the boss when there's still 2 turns of force time remaining, so still a little bit of leeway to go. So that's it for this week's Crystal Mission. Onwards with the green crystal passive. As always, I hope the video has been helpful. If you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Crystal Mission quest. Bye!